Mark Greaney is with us, #1 New York Times best-selling author and author of my favorite book series, the Gray Man series. Mark, good morning.
Hi, Riley. Thanks for having me back.
Dude, really, thank you. I saw your Instagram post go up a little bit ago. Your hotel room looks ready to go. You still got the Halls Mentho-Lyptus right there in the bed. 26,
I'll be needing them, yeah.
26 interviews over the course of the morning.
Yes, sir. I'm ready for it.
Well,
Thanks.
that means there's a lot of people out there who want to learn all things Gray Man, but I'm real curious and look at a little bio information on you. A Catahoula leopard dog. It says that you're the proud owner of 2, so I Googled them quickly. Gosh, those are beautiful dogs.
Thank you. Yeah, they're both rescues, so they're both Heinz 57, have a lot of different things in them. But yeah, those dogs are my best friends for sure. I'm been gone for less than a day, and I'm already checking on the cameras to make sure they're okay with their dog sitter. I
can see why you would. They are beautiful, beautiful animals, and you've got some road tripping to do as you go around. Where are you? You're out in Washington, or are you going to Arizona? Where are you today?
You're right. I'm in Seattle today, and then tomorrow I go down to Scottsdale, and then a couple of stops in Texas, and then back home in Memphis for an event, and then down into Florida and some other places.
Well, I've been following along over the last year or so since we spoke before your last Gray Man novel came out. I've been seeing some of the great photos you put up on Instagram of the different places that you're working around the globe, and that's one of the things that I find so interesting is you travel all over the world and you meet up with law enforcement and military and really get into the nuts and bolts of the background on what you're doing here.
I do. I've always done the location research, and I've always done a lot of sort of research with firearms and tactics and things like that. But once I started working with Tom Clancy, as you can well imagine, a lot of doors opened for me that weren't open before, and I met a lot more people, and I just have sort of cultivated that over the years, and it's a lot of fun, not just to get information from them, but also to listen to how they talk and how they live their lives and all this sort of thing. Because these are the people that do the things that the people in my fictional world do. So it's great to get to know them and dig in deeper.
It's got to be a treat too when one of them walks up to you and goes, "Hey, Mark, I was just reading the last one. Boy, you nailed X, Y, or Z in our business perfectly."
It's absolutely the most exciting thing. I had a guy on it was back during the Obama administration on his Secret Service detail reach out to me and said that an attack on the president that I put in one of my Clancy books, he's like, "Boy, I don't know how you did that. That was so close and so good, and all the problems we would face and everything." And there's nothing more fulfilling than that.
When you write, I'm always curious about the process of when someone is really, really good at what they do and how they go about doing it. How do you do it? You sit down at a keyboard? You stand? Do you longhand it? What do you do?
I write on my computer. I mean, I have a notepad in front of me right now. I'm just sort of brainstorming some ideas, but I have, I put most everything on my computer. I get up real early in the morning just naturally, so I do most of my work, before 9 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So most of the writing side of it. When I'm just sort of too tired to do anything else, I'll sit there and work. And it's not as it's not this sure thing. Every one of my books, there's a point I just want to throw it away, give the advance back, and leave the country, and then you just keep working on it, and it all comes together.
I was asked to ask you this question when you're writing something for court gentry, and you get him into a real big jam, you figure out how he's going to get out of it before you write it, or you get him in the jam and you figure it out from there. There's a legit question from an avid reader of yours.
Yeah, it's a good question, and there's not one answer. Usually, I get these ideas of these set pieces of these problems that I throw him into, and then try and figure out ways to work his way out of it. And sometimes I've definitely written myself in the corners I can't write myself out of. It's all right, maybe in the next book I'll figure out how he's going to, get out of Harry Houdini's, trap or something. But, you definitely want to create as much tension as you can on the page and put your hero in dire straits, and then do your best to cleverly get him out of it. You can't just sort of torture your way out of every situation or just kick a wall in and hit the road. So you have to come up with clever ways, and it does get tough.
Well, you rise to the challenge each and every time, and in every single book. There's been many times, I'm sitting. You always hear about people when they read or write a review about a book. Oh, it's pulse pounding, it's nail biting. You'll be up into the wee hours. All of these things are true with Mark's books. Some of the other books I've gotten that they said that I put it down and went to sleep and determined it was a lie. With his, I've stayed up way past bedtime many nights reading these books, and the messes you get court gentry into, the way you get him out, and all that goes along with it, including this last one, which was just that was a palm sweater, tap your foot, what's going to happen kind of book. And for those who have not investigated the Gray Man novels, please do. I don't know if you would agree or not, and you're the author. Your thought would be the ultimate one on this one, but I think those books are best enjoyed if you hit them in order.
I mean, if you hit them in order, you will get to enjoy a longer story arc. Each one of them can be read solo, standalone. I'm very careful that I explain who's who and what's what and everything. But if you do read them in order, then you will sort of go along with him as he sort of uncovers aspects about his past and he meets these other people who'll come back later. So ideally you'd read 1 through 8, but you absolutely don't have to.
Outstanding. Well, yeah, read them. However you go about it, whichever method works best for you and the time that you have to read, find a way to go about grabbing these books. Now, here's the other question that I have. I see that something about the character's been optioned by Sony. You've got something going with Sony now. Are we looking at a major motion picture? We're going to go with a series? When are we going to see a visual representation of the Gray Man?
Well, they are looking at a film, and they've had a new screenplay written, which I just read not too long ago, and they have a director, a very well-known director, circling it. But I'll be perfectly honest with you that I first sold movie rights for this book, for this series when the first one came out in 2009. So I've had different studios. The nice thing is I do get paid, but nobody's made the movies yet, and there's been 5 different screenplays written over the years. It's just a hard thing to get a film made in Hollywood. Hopefully they'll do it, and they are definitely moving forward on it.
We were talking about casting a little bit off the air. You're the guy. Who do you see when you see Court Gentry?
I'd like somebody like Chris Pratt or Tom Hardy, maybe Bradley Cooper. There's a lot of people that could do it. It would be neat to see somebody who hasn't played that kind of a role do something that sort of aggressive. But they will. I'll find out who it is when they announce it on in media, just like anybody else probably.
And then you can be like Lee Child and lean back and go, no, wait, that doesn't seem quite right.
Yeah, that was a tough situation for him. I still thought the films were good, but I mean, I've been around Lee Child, and every time I'm around him, somebody walks up to him and tells him that Tom Cruise is short, like he doesn't know that already.
When we talked to him, I didn't want to hit him with that. I just wanted to get his overall take on when he first got the word, and he said it was the best of both worlds. You got the top A-list guy in the world who wants to turn your books into a series, except that guy doesn't fit your character.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it was frustrating, but at the same time, I'm sure it's a pretty great feeling to have. His first movie came out 15 years after his first book did, and I'm at 10 years now, so hopefully I'm on his track, if not even a little faster.
But I got to tell you, Mark, if I see the tweet come out that Wilford Brimley is the Gray Man, I think I might lose some enthusiasm for the project.
Yeah, that would be. That would be an interesting decision. I'd say that the way that the rights go, it's like they could turn it into a claymation or a Bollywood film or something like that, and I'd have no control whatsoever. So,
Gray Man the musical.
Yes, absolutely, it could be done. But fortunately, I haven't heard Sony say anything about that, so I think I'm okay.
We just have a few seconds left because I know you have other people you talk to and all that. You're not in any way, shape, or form close to being done with this guy, right?
No, I just did a deal for 3 more books. So the next one's called 1 Minute Out, and it'll come out at the same time next year. And then somehow I have to think up 2 more plots after that. So I'm going with them as long as readers will read them, and it's been going very well. You got one guy here who will read anything you ever write. I look forward to it with the greatest of anticipation. Mark, thanks a lot for your time. Best of luck on the new book, and hopefully when the one comes out a year from now, we can get together again. That'd be great. I enjoyed it, Riley. Thank you.